Hi guys, welcome to the second edition of Iridium Rock and Metal News Jam. How you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on again.
Of course, we didn't really know how often we would do this, but it's been like 3 weeks, I think, since that
three
first
weeks.
one. And obviously, with the millions of views, we decided to do a second one. So, I mean, I enjoyed it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about how popular it was. It's going to be if we enjoyed doing it. That's the main thing. And it seems like most people like a lot of people keep up with the news, but there might be a couple of things we can share with people that they don't really know. So we try and, we've obviously got some stuff from the last time we spoke in episode 1. So we're up to episode 2. So we did briefly speak before, but Jan, there's a couple of very, very cool anniversary album releases.
Yeah, we're going to start with start with Metallica, my favourite album of theirs, And Justice for All, 1988, released August 25th, so pretty recently, 36 years ago. Can't believe it's been that long, but that's an excellent album. And Iron Maiden's Power Slave is 40 years old. Wow. Released 3rd of September 1984. So we'll touch on Maiden later, but yeah, obviously a classic album, probably one of my favourites, if not my favourite. I think Seventh Son probably tips it, but excellent. I think there's a special on Planet Rock as well about Power Slave, so if you want to tune into that, there's that to listen to. And another big one was also Iron Maiden related, was the anniversary of the 1988 Monster Rock Festival, which was on the 20th of August. In my opinion, the best ever Monster Rock: Maiden, Kiss, David Lee Roth, Megadeth, Guns N' Roses, and Halloween. Obviously there was tragedy there, but it was a great lineup. And it was obviously cancelled the next year. But did you go to that one? I was too young, wasn't allowed.
No, the first. Well, I actually went to one before that, so I went to 87. And 87, and it's a similar lineup to the 90, because 92 was there was Maiden and Guns N' Roses there as well, wasn't there?
I think so.
But yeah, no, I didn't go. And I only went to that Monsters of Rock. That's the only one I went to, and then obviously recently more Download. Going back to Power Slave though, I mean, for years and years since I was a kid, that's my favourite album, and now I'm like torn, mainly because of Dom. Just getting in my head, is Peace of Mind the best for me? So Peace of Mind and Power Slave are very hand in hand. They're both just, for me, where they was at their best. Justice for All, I love that album, but I'm a master of puppets. I'm a bit of the norm, I suppose, But, yeah, a lot of people's favourite one. But no, very, very cool. And you recently went to a gig? Tell us about that, mate.
Recently went to see Dead Daisies last week with support with the Bites and the Treatment, but I don't really like the Bites particularly. I saw them at Stone Dead. I didn't think much of them then. I mean, they're very good at what they do. I actually bumped into the singer at the toilet, which was quite interesting because he looks a bit like the singer from Airborne, with the frizzy hair and sort of shortish. But anyway, I bumped into him. But I mean, the Treatment, absolutely amazing. They were the best band, I'm afraid. They
really?
were absolutely. They were brilliant, yeah. High energy. I mean, obviously a lot younger. You've got to give. Dead Daisies are quite old, but I mean, Dead Daisies I saw with Glenn Hughes, and I think Glenn Hughes is better, to be honest. I think Karaba's voice is okay. It's not terrible, but it wasn't brilliant. Put it that way. But it's a good show. They played all the songs, and I really enjoyed it. I went with a mate. He didn't particularly enjoy it, but I thought they were very good. But I think Glenn Hughes is a bit better.
I mean, the Treatment, man. I mean, I think that album they brought out this year is probably my favourite album from there as well. And they went a little, for me, even a bit Tesla, which is always a good thing in my book. Sound a little bit different on the new album, I think, than you. A little bit more away, being a little bit away from the AC/DC type thing and doing different stuff, which is for me is the best album they've done. So I love that new album.
Thunder and Lightning Strikes, that's a great song. I love that one.
Oh man, what a song! What a song! No, that's cool. So a really few cool anniversaries. Now, we did mention quickly there. Let's talk about Maiden. So they've just announced a tour, haven't
they? They have, yeah, out of the blue. To be honest, I mean, I don't think anybody saw it. We thought, obviously, doing the Future Past, they'd probably have a year off or so, and I don't know if we thought they'd do another album, but we thought they might do something, but not straight away. I guess they're perhaps seeing the end of days come in, and they just want to do as much as they can. Well, I reckon they'll do another album after this personally, but we'll have to see in a couple of years, won't we? But it's very exciting doing the first 7 albums. I mean, personally, I wish it was the first 5 albums and skip the last 2, but it is what it is. But they're going to do, I presume, something off everything, which is interesting because obviously they've just done Somewhere in Time, so they don't really need to play anything off it. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of speculation on what they play. But and I think it's really cool he's playing the West Ham Stadium as well. With Hailstorm, which obviously we don't. I'm going to go to Birmingham, I think, and we don't get Hailstorm, but it's just an indoor arena. But do you think you'll make it up to London?
I don't know. I'd like to. I'd like him to come nearer, but I know, even if they did come nearer, it wouldn't be near still. Do you know what I mean? So probably London's, especially West Ham. I mean, that is just, if I get to Kent, where I used to live and stay with someone, which I'm sure I could. It's literally 20 minutes, on the train. So, but I don't know how much the ticket's going to be. But I mean, it does. The first 7 albums is a very good call. In fact, I think before I even asked the question, I think my missus said we're on holiday. So, yeah, I know. So it's a Run for Your Lives tour, isn't it? It's cool.
Yeah,
which is
Run for Your Lives. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a shame because the first 7 albums. I mean, I'm like you. The first couple they could leave out, but you're going to get some classics in there, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Hopefully, I mean, we'll probably do a show about what they could do. Actually, that might be a good idea. Perhaps what they're going to play. But yeah, I've got the ticket prices for Birmingham, and they're like from 90 to 110, I think. So pricey.
They are, mate, considering what they were a while ago. So that's cool. Bit of Maiden, nothing like a bit of Maiden. So just a little one from me. New Tremonti song's out. I haven't heard it yet. Obviously, it's going to be a reaction at the weekend, so I can't wait to hear it. Man, I love Tremonti.
Yeah.
So new song, The Mother, the Earth, and I, from the album The End Will Show Us How on January the 10th. That album's coming out. So have you heard the song yet?
I haven't heard it yet, no, because I knew you'd do it, so I thought I usually wait. If I know you're going to do one, I'll wait to watch you do it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to it, man. Tremonti just gets better and better, so that's very cool. Not particularly really new news, but a bit of a fight on stage a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Jane's Addiction. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm a big fan of Lightton for years. I've seen him multiple times, and they came over here on that same tour. Was it earlier this year or was it the end of last year? I can't remember now. And yeah, Perry Farrell's voice is gone. He just mumbles up on stage. This is the first time he's done it. I said when I came back, I said I couldn't understand a word he was saying, really. I mean, it's still good to see him. David Varro is brilliant, Jim Perkins and stuff. But yeah, he doesn't really sing. I don't know if he was wasted, but he certainly makes strange movements around the stage anyway. He's obviously getting on. But I mean, the fight was something different. It was like, whoa, that is. Yeah, I didn't see that.
I mean, I know there's been some stories about how it happened, but when I first, and I haven't even read any of them, so I was looking at it thinking, what did that? Because it seems like Dave Navarro was playing okay. It didn't seem like he was doing anything out of the ordinary.
No.
And I couldn't work out why.
No.
Drugs, beer,
yeah.
Who knows? So,
Dave Navarro's not even saying anything. He's trying to back away, isn't he? He's not trying to provoke him or anything. It's just like, what are you doing? That's crazy.
Also, we got Anthrax, which is I mean, this seems to be going on forever, Jam. Since
I thought it was going to come out this year. I thought it was going to come out last year. This album. They keep saying, they're in the studio recording, and
it's reminding me a little bit of a Testament. I don't think you're a massive fan of Testament, no. But it's like it's been going on for ages. Like you said, they're in the studio. We're going to get it next year. We're going to get it next year. And it seems like Joey Belladonna's just gone back in to do the vocals. So, I mean, the last couple of albums have been great. So I'm really looking forward to it. But it just seems like it's going on forever. But it's good to hear that something's happening.
Well, sorry, just on that. Obviously, there's a UK tour this year, so I presumed it was for the new album. But it doesn't look like it, does it? Because I'm sure they won't play anything off it. So interesting.
Well, I don't know exactly what goes on in the studio, but obviously the vocals could be one of the last things, I suppose. But then you've got the mixing,
production,
all the fussiness that goes along with that, and I can't see it being quick. So that Anthrax album next year, I would say, if hopefully. Yeah. So quite a big one in the metal world. Maybe not for me. I was a fan when the first album or so came out, and I like many things in anything that veers away from what I really love, like all this stuff behind me. I got into new metal like I did grunge at the time. So I mean, it's a big deal, like I said, in the metal world, but Linkin Park.
Linkin Park, yes. Yeah, another one completely out of the blue, because not only did they say we've got a new vocalist, they've come out a new song, new tour, and literally like a week later the tour. Because I mean, I saw the tour dates and I thought, oh, I might go to that. And I was thinking it was 2025. I didn't realize it was like next month, 2024. So it's like bloody hell. But yeah, I mean, I was skeptical. I heard that Emptiness Machine, which is the first song, and it starts off quite ambient. Like I was thinking it was more like, I can't remember the name of that album they did, but then it gets really heavy, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I really did like it. But you sent me a clip, I think, of her doing, or the vocalist doing "Numb," and not quite the same.
Look, there's always going to be. It must be a hard thing, must it? I mean, they've got something completely different as well. They haven't tried to get a male vocalist that sounds similar. I mean, almost. I'm not an expert on any music whatsoever. I know what I like and when I hear it, but it does seem like it's the same sort of style. That sort of, you know, when it goes into that sort of shouty Chester Bennington type, you know, it's that sort of style, isn't it? You know, even in the new song. But you know, quite, you know, interesting getting a female vocalist. Most things, as far as I can read, have been positive. Apart from obviously there's some controversy over her and her character.
Scientology.
But you know, the music's the music. As long as she hasn't done anything really bad, you know, you can forgive that, I suppose. But interesting stuff to see what's going to happen there. But I can't really have an opinion because you know, Linkin Park especially, I hadn't listened to them for years anyway. So you know, couldn't really name a lot after the first couple of albums. So I'm not, you know, I'm not a Linkin Park in that case.
I think, sorry, on that note, I think obviously I was watching people on Facebook and that, and they're obviously struggling with tickets. So obviously they're popular because I'm sure it's all sold out. And I think they're probably nailed on to play it download, maybe not headlining, I don't know, but I reckon download next year.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because I was thinking this the other day, and I know we spoke about Oasis last time, right? But it's funny, this music that basically has gone out of fashion now. A band goes away for a while and then they come back. It's almost like they never went away. It's like, you know, like Britpop, for instance. Even when Oasis, talking to fans of Oasis, when they left the scene, they could hardly fill an arena, and now they are, you know, a stadium, and now they're filling. It's sold out in seconds, and it looks like Linkin Park. Everyone's going nutty for that, even though really new metal ain't a thing anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's weird, isn't it? But there are odd bands that have stayed. Slipknot are part of the new metal scene, and they're massive, aren't they? So, really interesting one. That a really funny. I don't know if you've ever caught Todd the Tourer doing his comedy clips.
No, I've not seen that.
He's got something about him. I know he's a bit talented, and you know, he's not everyone's cup of tea, is he? For everyone, because he's got his views, but. There's a little clip if you want to see it. I think I called it on Blabbermouth, like everything else. If you're doing a little a joke about singing high and all that, and you know,
I'll check it out.
He almost takes the piss out of himself, which is always a good, way. But he's quite a funny guy. Before we get on to I've got a few new releases that I just want to give a shout out to. You got anything else on the actual news front, mate?
I've got a bit of any other business. We're going to do that after. We're going to do that now.
Yeah. No. So obviously Striper. I'm a massive Striper fan, as you know. A lot of people who watch this channel are. So the When We Were Kings album is now released. It released last Friday. Most of it is positive. A few people are digging at it just because they're Striper, but I think it's one of their. I wouldn't say their best album. I'm not doing a Michael Sweet here. It's not their best album, but I know he always says that, but it ain't far off. It's one of the strongest albums they've ever done. The Now, I don't know if you've had any of that, Jam.
No,
the band is called The Now, and the album's called The Now. It's got Girish Pradhan out of Girish and the Chronicles singing. Proper, like, heavy metal sort of album. And it's got two guys, F.A. and Reese Aroglu, which are the sons of Cenk Aroglu, I think, and there's some winger ties there. And his kids are basically, when they recorded the album, one was like 15 or something, and the other one's like 20 years old, and they are just amazing, like on the guitar and stuff. So yeah, that's a brilliant album. I think you would actually like that.
Okay, cool.
And then today, Eclipse Megalomanium 2 released. Brilliant album. Seems like it's getting loads of buzz as well, and a lot of people are preferring it to the Megalomanium 1 that came out last year. And another shout out to a great album that I've heard today, Fighter 5, Heart of the Young, which is, I think, a Swiss band with a German singer or something. But they're a really cool, like, melodic rock band. And the last one, just to make Seventh Crystal, if there's any Seventh Crystal fans jealous, they brought out their new single a couple of days ago called Path of the Absurd off their new album Entity. And I've been sent the album already, and it's out in November, and it is absolutely amazing. So I've listened to that about 4 times now. That's the 3rd album from that band, one of my favourite bands. That's out on November the 8th on Frontiers Records. It's a concept album, and it's absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, when it got sent to me, the day the single came out, I was like, what's this? And I opened the email. I was like, oh, it's just a single. It's like the album. I was like, what? That's probably one of my, it's probably one of the favourite things about doing the channel is that, you know, when did I ever get a chance to hear an album 2 months or something before it came out? And I was like, that's just amazing to me. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. So what you got on tidbits at the end, mate? Anything?
Well, hot off the press and not good news is Opeth's album's been delayed 6 weeks, apparently. Just read just now. Due to manufacturing problems, obviously nothing to do with the recording or anything. So that's interesting. I'm not due to see him until next February, so it's not the end of the world. But
well, this is this ain't out of the norm, though, is it?
No. It's you'd have thought in this day and age they can manufacture a CD and a record, wouldn't you? But go on, not.
And the good thing about it is that, I mean, whether it's a tactical thing with sales, is that some bands will release the streaming part of it, won't they? And then they get the physical sales out afterwards. I don't think that's really fair on those people that have bought the album, you know. No. And so, and it could be like good for the band if, you know, they might sell more, mightn't they? If they release it streaming, people could cancel their order. They might not like it. You don't really know, do you? So I suppose releasing it at the same time is the best way for a band.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, and the last one, I'm lucky enough to got tickets to see the Sex Pistols tonight, which was good because I think it sold out in minutes because they're only playing Rock City, which is pretty small. Obviously, this is Jones, Cook, and Matlock, the original Sex Pistols. Obviously, no Johnny Rotten, but forget all that Sid Vicious rubbish. He didn't play on the album. He can't play the bass. He didn't play on Nevermind the Bollocks. This is a proper band, and they've got Frank Carter singing, and I think it's going to be absolutely. It's going to be rammed in Rock City. It's going to be. I think. Them playing at a stadium or an arena is just not right. But them to play in a place like Rock City, doing the whole of Nevermind the Bollocks, which is what they're doing, plus a couple of Stooges songs, I think, is going to be interesting. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of punk, but I don't like loads of punk, but obviously it's the classic album. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So
I'm sure I saw a little clip. They have done some gigs recently, haven't they?
Yeah, done quite a few.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw a clip on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, there are a few old men in braces and stuff, mate, like, you know, just like popping about and stuff. It did sound good, actually. It's only a phone, but it sounded pretty good as well. So,
Steve Jones is a great guitarist. He's a good guitarist. So it should be interesting. Not my usual crowd of fans, you know. Obviously, going to be a lot of spiky hair, I'm sure.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of people with hair like yours as well, mate. So you'll be all right. I think so. But no, it's good though, man. I mean, if I do have to listen to punk, it's not that American pop shitty punk. Don't like that crap. No, it's got to be punk. It's got to be the proper punk. You know, it's got to be not Green fucking Day or anything like that. You know what I mean? Or anything like. No, very cool, mate. Anything else from you?
That's it, mate. Thanks. Yeah, I'm good. Not good now.
Very cool. Obviously, any comments below? What you think about all the news? We'll look out for the news in the next week or two.
Yeah.
And then we'll cover that. There seems to always be something happening in the rock world, doesn't there? Rock and metal.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, mate. Thank you very much for joining me again.
No worries. Good to see you.